Support this podcast via our Patreon and get more writerly goodness. Visit patreon.com/nanocast to join up.
Welcome to NaNoWriMo Every Month. My name is J. Daniel Sawyer. I'm the author of some 20 books, 34 short stories, and numerous articles and other things, and I am your guide on this journey to use NaNoWriMo to level up to professional output levels. Welcome to Day 15. Now you're halfway through, and you're at what Jim Butcher calls the big middle. The big middle is the point in the book where everything starts to accelerate, and there's usually something of a mini climax right here, structurally speaking. It doesn't have to happen for all books, but it's the point in the book where you really start to amp up the tension and the action, and you start giving your characters some serious setbacks. The setbacks up to this point, they've been annoying, they've been difficult. This is where your character really starts to look down the barrel of doom and face the potential of completely losing hope and the potential of completely losing her fight. The big middle is the place where it all starts to push. This is where the stuff that you've been setting up starts to pay off. Not ultimately, you don't want your character to win yet, but you want to start paying back those promises that you've made to readers earlier in the book. Now, that's all well and good, but you're writing this thing through. You don't want to be sitting there thinking analytically about what's going on. So the point of this episode is more to encourage you to give yourself permission to loosen up on the reins a little bit and let some of the big stuff you've been itching to do happen. To go back to some of the touchstone stories I've been referencing so far, this is that point in Star Wars where they break the princess out of jail. This is the point in Die Hard where John McClane captures Hans Gruber and doesn't realize for a while that he's got Hans Gruber captured and is ambushed, and they have that amazing fight that winds up with John jumping down the elevator shaft and then sending explosives down the elevator shaft not too long after. And you'll notice how in both of these touchstones, the stakes change once you hit this point in the story. What had previously become a princess rescuing scenario is suddenly a scenario with a lot more at stake. Now all their lives are at stake, and they have to get the plans back to Rebel Base as quickly as possible. Now Hans knows what John looks like. He knows who John is, and so there's the danger that he'll find his family. There's the introduction of the explosives that presages the event on the roof later in the story, and the cops are now involved, and everything turns sideways. This new piece of information that becomes available to the main character through his central failure in the big middle ratchets everything up for the second half of the book and really changes the course of events. This is where everything starts to get huge, and whatever the stakes are in your story, ratchet them up and really let loose and start to play. Don't worry about pleasing anyone else. Just concentrate on having a blast as a writer. Go places you're scared to go and make it huge, because the rest of your book will thank you for it, and you'll have a lot more fun doing it. I'll see you tomorrow. NaNoWriMo Every Month is written and presented by J. Daniel Sawyer and produced by Artistic Whispers Productions. Visit our website at NaNoWriMoEveryMonth.com and leave a tip in the tip jar to support this podcast. NaNoWriMo Every Month is copyright 2015 by J. Daniel Sawyer and Artistic Whispers Productions and released under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license.